All right, all right. Now I can clear. We are clear in order for me to say what I like to do it about this time.
Yeah.
Everybody in line. Get it in, let's get involved. You're not with us, you're not installed. Let's go. We are here. I am your host, KD. Of course, this is the world renowned. No need to say it twice. But we're gonna say it twice because we say it a lot around here in order for you to make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share on all of the platforms. Because we are currently live, and you can see it on the link on GMP Media Group page. You see it on the link on the Hit Refresh page, brand new Hit Refresh page. You see it on the link on Russell Tanker, RUSSELL. It's live on YouTube. We're about to be live on Kick next week. Nope, we're not going to get on Consonant Streaming University. We don't care. However, live on TikTok under GMP Media, not on TikTok under GMP Media Group, live on Twitch under GMP Media Group, and live on TikTok. This is the No Jazz Show. Yes. And I am your host, KD. And of course, the man playing quarterback in the background, telling the home team to calm down, telling the home band to calm down. My right-hand man, always a pleasure, always an honor. Tank, tell the people what's up, Tank.
What's up, people? What's up? We're back.
Oh, yeah. We here like we never left. We here like we never left. I don't know how it go. I don't know how this go. Yes. 1017. Giving you a whole lot of what we do. If you've never joined the No Jazz Show, this stands for, not just another sports show, which means we are not just going to give you the plain old sports graphics and and data and access and analysis of the sports. We're going to give you a little bit more entertainment. We're going to give you a little bit more feedback. So that's why we love your feedback, whether it be in the chat, whether it be in the email. And you can find us in all those places all those aforementioned places that I said before. But mostly, we would definitely like you to go and subscribe on our YouTube channel at NOJASSSHOW. And I also want you to follow us on Facebook at No Jazz Show. That is the group chat, and we got a lot of things coming up for you as the season progresses in the off season. And before we get started, like we do around this time, let's give a shout out to all of the people that pay the bills around here at No Jazz Show. And I'm going to begin tonight with the LYTESNICK, the lightsnack.com for all of your food delivery needs, whether it be lunch, breakfast, or dinner. Make sure you order your food from Light Snack. And when you order that food from Light Snack, make sure you order those Magic City wings. Comes in all flavors, different flavors. They are now on that Grubhub, Uber Eats platform with the new facility. Woo! Got that street over there, but that's where they're going. You can pick them up from over there. And remember their motto: Don't forget to lick the sauce. And as you licking the sauce, make sure that you don't wipe your mouth with your girl's new outfit that you bought her from Quick Visits. That's QUIKVISITS.com for all your lingerie needs. For the ladies. For the ladies. We don't need Boosie getting mad at nobody
for the ladies.
a thong. For the men, I don't think they sell those. If y'all do sell thongs for the men, we're gonna have to renegotiate our contract in order for you to get me to be discussing anything of the sort. But we're not gonna get into that. But these are the things that would go on a hit refresh moment. Is that something that we do here at the No Jazz Show? And if we do a hit refresh moment, we will explain that hit refresh moment to you accordingly. And last but not least but not last, we want to make sure everybody visits the vaultaquaticflowpay.com where you can find the plug card. The plug card is for all of your financial needs. Whether you're having lunch with a party, lunch at a dinner engagement, lunch at an office engagement, and it's 2 or more of you at that party, you don't have to question or run and find anybody to find your money when you can split the check right at that moment with the plug card. Everybody can just do it right there. Restaurants included. Make sure you apply to be a restaurant affiliate on the plug card because we have a lot of discounts and a lot of promotions for you as you get on there. So make sure you go to that and go to vaultaquaticflowpay.com for the plug card. Oh, and it wasn't last but not least because I almost forgot. When you go out on that date with that girl wearing that Quick Visits, you and she may want to get her hair done and get her bundles from Bliss Brazilian, BLISS Brazilian.com for all of your bundles and hair needs. Just go find them on the TikTok store. You can also find them on Instagram under Bliss Brazilian _. And you take all of that and you take those orders and you go order in the DM. That's what they told me to say. And you can get those bundles and she got a discount for you. Now, having said that whole mouthful,
time to take a break now.
Woo! Let me tell you. Yeah, I might not intro that no more. I might just go straight to commercials. No, I kind of like it though. I kind of like it. It help my pitch man skills. But number one story of the week. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, and they probably going. This is probably one of those championship cities and championship teams where you won't forget who won by the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's gonna remember by the time the NBA start again, before they do the banner ceremony, that the New York Knicks have pulled off a feat in waiting for 53 years since 1973. The New York Knicks won their first NBA title.
Second.
They had 2 and then now this is first. Willie got 2. Then he got 2. We'll look that up. Yeah, we are proud of the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby crew, Karl Anthony Towns, they pulled it off by beating the San Antonio Spurs. And I might need to come up with a new name for the San Antonio Spurs. Like, see, a spur is that little rolling thing that you have on the back of your boot.
Yeah, to kick the horse into gear to get them to do what they're supposed to.
So like, do they have like a little spur or a young spur? Like, what do you do if you have like a junior spur?
Apparently, you do what the Spurs did and lose.
I mean, because
I think they spurred the Knicks on.
They're so young. They're so young. Till like, I just kind of want to just have them say they don't deserve to wear the big boy boots yet.
Yeah, they got the training boots on.
Yeah, they got their training boots on for real. Yeah, they got veteran smacked.
Yeah. When I saw with them winning this past weekend, the first thing that came to my mind was the movie Crooklyn. When the sun comes in because he missed his dad's concert because he had tickets to go see the Knicks, and he walks
Right.
in and goes, "The Knicks are world champions, yay!" That's the first thing I thought of. But I mean, the city is on fire, and they will be for quite some time.
Yeah, they're really showing their card. Like we said before, it's kind of trying to. I still say it's a Yankee city. More of a Giant city than a Jet city. Definitely more a Yankee city than a Met city. But those Knicks are
I
really
think,
looking like number 2. So now I'm
yeah,
asking myself, if you get used to them winning, will they? Because the Giants are kind of. It's been a minute, but they're not. It's not 53 years.
yeah,
Yankees
they
just have
got
so many
4
generations.
championships. Yeah,
Right. So it's hard to say if they're just excited because it's been a long time, or if that is a basketball town. I know they got a lot of point guards come out of that town. Um, and not a lot of football players come out of that town. Not a lot of
yeah.
baseball players either. A lot of baseball players come to that town.
I think it's
Uh,
probably a little bit of both because they've been starving for 53 years for a championship, and
smart.
yeah, and basketball does have a certain reference in New York, especially when you
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
Rucker Park and guys, playground legends and
exactly.
things, people that have come out, and it's part of the culture. Because you generally think if someone says they're from New York and they play a sport, the first thing you're gonna say is, do you play basketball? You must play basketball.
Right.
And so I think it's probably the synonymous sport with the city, even though, like you said, the Knicks aren't number one in the city.
Yeah, yeah. I think basketball, the sport,
Yeah.
is synonymous with that city, and Yankees, the brand. And I think a team like the Knicks, when you say New York itself is such a brand.
Yeah.
It's probably catching the wave of the Yankees and the Giants in that aspect, conceptually. So maybe that's what it is. Um, Looking at those fights that they had, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say boxing is synonymous with New York. Them San Antonio, I saw a few San Antonio fans handling their business.
Yeah,
Kind of handling their business. Y'all play. Hey, don't mess
I
with
was
Texas. Don't mess with the people
yeah,
in Texas, boy.
particularly one dude who was walking through
Oh, you were
like a
walking
dang
through like
video
what?
game, like a dang
Yeah,
video game, just swinging.
yeah. Just swinging. I saw rings like ding ding. Hey,
What did they knocking the corns out?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. And just like them New Yorkers, them people on the East Coast, they don't always say what they say. Just like them Philly fans. Oh, you wasn't messing with them rough ones. It's always the one that get laid out. Talking about somebody in a rougher area that can lay you out. Like
yeah,
nobody's scared of that. Nobody thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, but it was
no,
holding its own. And we're gonna get to the other incident that
yeah.
came about. More important news though. More important news about the finals. Um, a lot of people were saying that it was the best finals they've seen in a long time. I personally don't think so. But what do you think?
It's kind of hard for me to say that 4-1 is the best series you've seen because of if I hear someone say best series, I'm thinking it was closer. If they had won four games to 3, and someone attached that to it, then I could give it more credence. But they're one game away from getting swept, and they blew a what was it 30-point lead, and
Game 40 did, yeah.
Yeah, 40, you jacking up threes and not hitting, you just let another team right back in it. So I think that was fundamentally flawed from the players, and also apparently the coach didn't know what to do either, because kill the clock, do something. I mean, 40 points is a lot to come back from. That is, that's almost unheard of,
Down
particularly
29.
in a championship. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to give them credit because it wasn't the best series by far. Contextually, you can look at it in layers, because here's what's happening. New York is doing what it does, and it's going to overhype and over embellish. It's a very hyperbolized city and very deserving of its hyperbole. It's flashy lights, up all night type of situation. So they're the type of people that no matter what they're doing coming out of New York, it's just going to be a spectacle. It's going to be sold as a spectacle. So they're not going to say, especially with them winning, that it wasn't the best series. But in layers, there were definitely some nice games. From a 4-1 perspective, there never was ever a blowout, walk-off blowout, clock zero. It was always get a big lead, come back. So now you're looking at stuff just like you said, fundamental, more mental than fun. And so that was cool about the game. The reason to me that it wasn't one of the best series was it exposed the NBA. It exposed new basketball. It exposed all of those arguments that the young people are making about athletes being more skilled. You can't play in this era. The older guys couldn't play in this era. Versus the newer guy can go back and play in their era. I'm going to give him time to grow, like you do everybody. But that's an assumption. Like, I got a lot of friends who are assuming he's going to grow into that level of basketball. Assuming.
Right.
I don't know if
giving them the benefit of a doubt. Yeah.
He's giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're assuming they're going to grow into that level of basketball. Just like to parallel football, they're assuming Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill will burn Deion Sanders and Darrell Green and Champ Bailey. You're assuming, because you get to see all these little videos of what they're doing. No. The NBA in this finals exposed new age sports as a whole. It exposed the fact that they're not fundamentally sound.
Right. It might be flashier, but the fundamentals and their thinking, processing of the game.
They're not cerebral.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cerebral. Everyone knows, even though it was a blowout in the comeback, that play that the young man made that made so much fuss about was just not the best play. That's cerebral. Those are things you learn after being coached on that, probably starting in high school. Like, this is game nuances. And he didn't do it. Like, they exposed themselves. And so when I really started looking at it, I'm saying to myself, if I give you the benefit of being more skilled, I'm going to give you the benefit of being more skilled. I'm going to give you the benefit of having more speed. You're just not going to beat these guys who are skilled themselves,
right,
and talented, who have it up here.
Right. It's just like when people wonder why in certain sports, an older guy who's got diminished athleticism is still able to beat the young lions. It's because fundamentally and mentally they have it. They know how to think cerebrally. They know how to play the game as opposed to just out there playing.
Out there playing the game. They know how to play the game. And Wembanyama does not know how to find points. Everybody was saying it. I've never seen a 7'5" shooting guard. And to be honest with you, I don't ever want to see one again in my life. You did nothing at 7'5", coming down over half court and stopping at the top of the key to make me feel like the versatility in your game after all these years. You're from another country. That means you played with adults. It's not like you coming from the USA collegiate level and AAU the collegiate level where you need to play with some adults. No, you played with professional adults. So you don't know to get down at the bottom of the key, you know. These cats don't know how to play point guard.
And it also, I think, it also stems from coaching or lack thereof.
No.
You don't think so? There's some things coaches should drop because they've got to be seeing that in practice and like, hey, you can't be doing this in game.
Nah, I think I'm not gonna blame the coaches because both coaches came from an era where you should insert that into the game. So what I'm thinking is they want the game to be played a certain way above coaching. So you're going to have to coach within the confines of how we want you to play. Don't slow this game down. We want it to be 125 points. By default, what you're going to end up having is you're going to hope your guy on his own can have a 29-point lead and set the pace. But if he doesn't, because I guess you can blame coaching because they're not going to tell us that they couldn't say anything. But it is beyond believable to believe they didn't say anything. I'm more willing to go with they couldn't say anything than they didn't say anything.
Yeah, they've got to have said something. If they didn't,
Come on now.
it's definitely. If they didn't, that's definitely an indictment on coaching.
Come on now.
Quick question as far as coaching with the Knicks, and maybe you could say ownership. I was looking at the past. I think it was maybe the past 10 coaches they've had, and I think the longest tenure of these coaches for the Knicks was like 4 years, 4 or 5 years. They've had quick turnover. Is that just the New York mentality, or is that the owners, or are they that impatient? Is that what's kept them from getting to a championship for so long? Because I don't understand why you have that much turnover. I mean, it's like, okay, it's been 2 years, we haven't won a championship, we're gonna get rid of you. And some coaches were only there a year. I mean, it's almost as if they won this one in spite of their history of constant turnover.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear to your question. Longest tenured coach in New York, all sports, was probably Tom Coughlin, correct?
Yeah.
He probably gets the argument for the longest tenured coach any sport. Any sport. And I'm willing to bet when you get to the next longest tenured coach in the city of New York,
the Yankees guy.
You're probably gonna go to baseball.
Yeah, who kept getting fired every other month. Billy Martin.
Yeah, you probably no. I'm talking even in the modern era.
Yeah.
Even in the modern era, like I ain't gonna say modern as 1900. I'm just saying like 1990 and above.
Okay.
We don't even have to get historic because New York media and New York people, just like that young man said, y'all happy with me now, but let me slump 6 games. I'm going to go back into being, oh, he's not KD. Oh, he's not Luka. That young man got to play with a chip on his shoulder. He has to have a love for himself, and by default, New York fans are going to love what he's doing because they don't love you in New York. I don't care what they say. They don't love you in New York.
They love you as long as you're productive. If you're
They
not
love you as
productive,
long as you're productive.
they
Look
don't
at
they
the
don't
way
wait for you to bounce back.
New York. Look at the way New York fans have taken all those legends who were keeping them competitive and surpassed this young man as the number one because he won one championship. Carmelo Anthony was a great New York Knick from New York, and he's not even on the list no more. So all I'm saying is, when you look at stuff like that, the turnaround that's comparative to what the Jets have, that's New York media, the people. They don't allow you to, they don't allow you to build. This team happened in 4 years. And Mike Brown didn't build it. It was being built kind of
before he got there.
So, so hey, that's just the way they go. That's just the way they go. Aside from that, and I've been on them a little too long, longer than I wanted to be. We just have an NBA champion, New York Knicks. To close, was it the best series? Absolutely not. I could have done without it from a basketball perspective, and I'm a basketball fan. I could have done without it. That's just me. Hold on, let me go back, because I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. We're gonna go on to this note. My bad, y'all. Yeah, my email ain't my notes didn't come through. All right, so we kind of answered all of that. You should have just went in with your little hockey little thing.
Hey,
The
it ain't much.
Hurricanes.
The Vegas Golden Knights,
Yeah.
they've got, they've played in three Stanley Cup finals. They lost this past Sunday. They lost to the Hurricanes.
Right.
They've been around 9 years. Yeah.
Right.
They've been around 9 years. 2017 was their first season. They, along with the Las Vegas Aces, have put a lot of pressure on the Las Vegas Raiders to turn it up and get something done. And the thing with both the Aces and the Knights is they're organically grown in Vegas. I mean, so those are the people in this city feel as though those are our championships, because it's not a team that moved here. It's not, or anything like that. It's a team that was founded here. And we're in the middle of the desert, but it really and truly is a hockey town when it's hockey season. But you can see people wearing those Golden Knights jerseys year round, even in the summer, and it's hot as hell. Like right now, today it was 109, but you'll still see people wearing those jerseys. But shout out to the Knights, Golden Knights, because they've done a lot in a very short time. And again, that puts pressure on the Raiders to get something going, because you don't want to be the only team in town that hadn't won.
So the Golden Knights are, what would that be the equivalent to? There's a sports team that came along and has surpassed the football team. I think it's an NBA squad. I got to think about who it was. The closest thing I can think of is when the Orlando Magic started winning before the Bucks.
Okay. Yeah.
I know who it is. They didn't win before them, but when the Miami Heat was a new franchise, and I'm talking about the Alonzo Mourning,
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway years. And Miami Dolphins were in the dumps. Yes, they
Floundering.
were. Woo. That was
Yeah.
a ugly sight to watch.
An
Your
upstart
finances.
team come in and just
Oh
do it.
man,
Yeah.
that is not a good look. That is never a good look. That is never
No.
a
Yeah.
good look.
You the
That's
second
never a good
fish,
look.
and you've been there all along, and now all of a sudden you got somebody this upstart who has stole your shine. It's
Stole
not
your shine.
pretty.
Stole your shine. All right, now on to the next topic. I want to say this. I want to say this because the caption changes just today.
Okay.
Caption changes, so the narrative changes,
Mhm.
and you'll know as soon as I say it. George Pickens shows up to, and let me emphasize this because there's a lot of people out there who want to emphasize things that don't matter, like OTAs that don't matter. But when it say mandatory and he don't show up, then we got an issue.
Yeah.
So he shows up to the mandatory minicamp, ready to ball, doing his job, frustrated with the new look defense, just like CD was when he was at OTA. CD probably been catching him up on all the homework. Cool. Now that George Pickens has shown up to a lot of people's dismay, what do you think this means for him moving forward? Is he serious about signing? Does it seem like they're closer? Is he looking more like a professional by showing up?
I think they're just scheming, he's doing a hold in. I'm coming here. I'm here. It's mandatory. You can't find me. But I tweaked my hamstring, or my back is hurting a little. It's a little tight. So I'm not gonna do anything. I might stretch a little bit. I'm not gonna participate because my back is hurting. Is hurting right now. My hamstring is a little tight. I felt a little twinge when I was getting out of bed this morning. Um, I
Has he
need my
has he done
agent to
that?
get something. Has he what?
Has he done that?
Yeah, he didn't practice today. He's there. He didn't
Well, I
participate
mean,
in
first
drills.
day, first day sign in, you suit up,
Yep,
you look around.
but that the hold in, I'm here. Hey, y'all wanted me here. I'm here. I'm doing my part. I came to work. I ain't doing anything, but I came to work. You can't dock me because I showed up. George wants to get paid. George's agent wants him to get paid. Jared and Steven saying we're not going to do anything like that until next season. My thing is they're looking at these contracts these other receivers are getting this year, and they don't want to go that route. But if he goes and balls out, if he plays and balls out again, not only are you going to have to pay him, you're going to have to pay him more next year than you would this
Yeah,
year.
get rid of somebody.
Yeah, I don't think that I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled a Le'Veon Bell, because all he has to do is sign up. He really was. He didn't even have to sign. He didn't even have to sign his franchise tag. He just has to report, and then if he's active, he comes in for the last 6 weeks of the season. It counts as his fifth year, and he can be a free agent then, because I don't think Dallas would franchise him again. And
I don't think they could afford the
yeah,
backlash and the whole real holdout at that point.
yeah, and it weakens your offense overall if you don't have Pickens. And it's one of those things where I want to get paid. Well, we can't afford to pay you because we got to do this, and that's not my problem. I need to get what I'm supposed to get. I need paper, and you want to banish him or see him end up with the Jets, because George needs to think, hey, I could end up making the money I want but wind up with a team like the Jets or the Browns or some other godforsaken team, Arizona, and my stats go down. I don't win. I'm frustrated. I don't like the game anymore. And since I didn't produce for 2 years, they gonna let me go because I'm not producing, even though we got no quarterback. So he needs to think about that
You know,
because if he does,
I've always back again with the youth. They don't know how to play chess. They don't know how to play the cerebral game. I mean, you said the offense is going to fall off, or the offense is not as productive without George Pickens. We don't find that out till September. In the meantime, all those fans, especially all those Cowboys fans that do a whole lot of hoping and wishing and bringing things to fruition that don't happen, just throwing it out there. Hey, the chess match to me would be, is CD practicing? Yeah. Put him on his side. Of course, somebody has to be inserted whilst George over there in his uniform, practice uniform at least. Hey, you think I'm not about to tell the cornerback? I know you're competing for a spot. I'm gonna put my good dude out there. But what we need to do right now, we need to play the finesse game. I need such and such over here, Flournoy, if he's still there. Young man that came from Carolina, injured himself. I need him to start catching a little bit more balls, and I need him to look good. I need him to start shining. Make this crowd out here, fanmanship open up a little bit, start screaming. Have him come to practice, have them thinking, oh, shoot, we might have 3 receivers, because they're not going to let George Pickens go. They're going to just
right,
start saying things like, oh, if we got him playing good, we're gonna have us 3 bad boys. Yeah, you gotta start throwing him some darts, getting a whole lot of target, making it look like he's more part of the offense. And then when you see that little kid come in and you start seeing him get more autographs,
you got to play on his psyche and get him in his insecurities. Hey man,
now you want to get in, now you want to go practice. Then you're gonna tell your agent, hey man, I think I'm losing my spot. See, I can't be giving up all my I can't be giving up
yeah,
all my
yeah.
chips
So
to
then,
take up. Because when I
yeah.
own
So
an
if
NFL
it,
team, I'm gonna tell you straight up, your agent, your young man, you can do whatever you want to do. You're not gonna run my team. Period. I'm going to
you know,
be the asshole owner.
if you now, if they do that and Pickens decide, hey, wait a minute, like you said, hey, I'm looks like they trying to take my spot. That's when he turns into that's when he turns into Eddie Kane. You want my spot, Flash? You ain't gonna get it because you ain't got it. I mean, that's what you're gonna need him to do. If
Hey,
you're gonna need to play on that because guys get insecure when they see because everybody in the league they're all talented. They don't have the same talents, but they're all talented and they're in the league for a reason. They didn't go and pick someone up just because they needed a body. So I think Pickens needs to he and his agent need to come up with a plan and they need to say, oh, we're gonna see it through. And this is best case scenario is this, but the minimum, this is what we want, and we're gonna do it. And if that means signing the franchise tag and coming in and playing against your will, go ahead and do it. Go and play angry like you did last year. Put up numbers like you did last year, and you will get the money that you're asking for. Because I don't see him. Mm-mm. He needs to go. I would say, hey, you can hold in as long as you want, but when it's time to put the pads on and start preseason, we need you to be practicing.
okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. Since you want to use the 5 heartbeats, was that? All right, I'm gonna give you somebody real, even though it was based on a real movie. The number 1 hit ever the biggest hit by the Temptations was My Girl. So I'm going to give David his props. We're going to say George is David. George came in with all that fuss. Anybody looking for you, Otis? Cool. But they did bring in Dennis Edwards.
Got the first Grammy.
Talk to me. Papa was a Rolling Stone. So don't, hey, we the brand bigger than you, buddy. The brand is bigger than you. Even Dennis went solo and Damon came in. So we all we saying is, Bobby, you can leave. Bobby, you can leave, Bobby. You can leave, Bobby. Ralph gonna handle the business, and then we're gonna bring in Johnny. Don't do that. You got to play the chess match. I'm not about to let you. And you only been a. And I don't have anything against George. I think it's always the people, and I'm always gonna say that. I think these kids like to play football.
Yeah.
I think it's the people in their camp. And I'm not saying they're giving them bad advice, but they have to advise them, and they have.
You got to advise them. Yeah, you got to advise them in their best interest, not in your best interest, not in your best interest as the agent and as the manager and whatnot.
You know, and a lot of times you're advising these people based on the percentage you want in your pocket.
Yeah, and if I get you to hold out and get them to up this deal, instead of me getting $2 million out of this, I can get $5 million. Yeah, you don't need to be practicing right now.
Yeah, and there's no doubt in my mind, Mughaleta, looking at the fact that that's Star on that man helmet and he trying to play big timer. But don't play with me like that, man. Don't play with us like that. Now, we're gonna switch it over. We're gonna leave the South Midwest and go to the dirty South. Atlanta. James Pierce Jr. back on the field. A lot of people say he didn't get enough time. A lot of people say they slapped him on the wrist and reprimanded him. I think that young lady came around, told her side of the story. Everybody looked at everything from a clear perspective. The NFL and Atlanta did what they needed to do and looked at both sides of it. I hope this young man has grown up to where this opportunity that they've given him to play, even though it looks bad on the people on the outside looking in, just don't mess up again. Moving forward, show us we made the right decision. I don't have anything against him getting on the field. After hearing the provoke side, I'm not condoning what he should have did or didn't do. I'm just saying, sometimes when you get that benefit of the doubt, it helps. And he seems like the type of personality. Give him something to do. Keep that boy busy. Keep that young man busy, because an idle mind may go left. What do you think about it being on the field already?
I saw the video. I saw the charges, and also speaking as a parent, and I'm having a daughter, and just in general, he does not need to be on the field right now. What he needs to do, he needs to be getting some therapy, because this is why he wasn't drafted. That's why he fell in the draft, because he had incidents at Tennessee. They've always said, what was Jason's lyric when Eddie Griffin was talking to Alan Payne about his brother, said, "Come on, man, that's your brother. You know he out there." That's Pierce. He out there. They need to get him some help. He does need to be penalized. He does need to be disciplined, and it can't just be, "Hey, we're gonna get you some help." Keep him off the field, get some help, and punish. I mean, they've done that with other guys. Ray Rice, you saw what he did. Never played again. This boy actually got in on a plane or drove from one part of the country to another to ram this girl from behind in his Lambo, and then had gotten the incident with the police, that he needs to be actually punished. I don't believe he just needs to be counseled. He needs to go through therapy, and he needs to be penalized. They need to suspend him. If the Falcons don't do it, the league needs to penalize him. If that's not a violation of the league's conduct policy, I don't know what is. He needs to be. They need to sit him for 6 games. While
we don't
sitting,
know. He just practicing though.
Yeah, but they need to know. They need to let them know they gonna do that. Now, letting him practice, I still think the Falcons need to penalize him too. They need to discipline him outside of what the league's gonna do, because how do we know you're not gonna snap on one of the teammates or a coach when something doesn't go your way? You get upset or whatever. He needs to be in some intensive therapy, counseling, whatever you want to call it, and he needs to be sacked for at least 6 games, because
but
if
you
he
still on regular season. Is there something wrong with the guy going to practice?
I wouldn't want him around the team. I would need to see, okay, are you getting some counseling right now? Or is there some things going on to help you and keep you from having this kind of issue again? I need you doing that before you
don't think team camaraderie access. You don't think that he might be going overboard, but you don't think that he's not going through something that a lot of those players have gone through where it pertains to relationships?
A lot of people have gone through things as it pertains to relationships. I ain't never tried to run somebody with my car.
He's the extreme.
Yeah, you have to handle that extreme. Yeah, you got to handle that extreme, because man, this dude.
So you are an advocate. You are an advocate to take somebody out of their job. You're not hearing Ray Rice's wife regret what she said to Ray Rice. Not saying he should have struck her, but she has held some accountability in her maturation process to say, man, that was young of me to do him like that. Because look how much finances he left on the table. He wasn't broke, but he really had to watch his finances after that. So is this what we do? We know it's 2 sides to the equation. Last strike always ends up being the worst side. And I wish young men from any aspect of life, professional, athlete, entertainer, regular 9 to 5, pay very close attention to what these young ladies are doing in their emotional state, so it doesn't transfer over into your emotional state, because you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. So, and you don't want to lose your lifestyle involved in that. So you're taking money out of his
consequences. Yes, I have no problem with taking money out of his pockets.
Do you think young ladies need consequences?
I don't know what happened with her. I don't know what she allegedly did, all I know is, I do know that they had broken up months ago, and she had blocked him and wasn't having contact with him. And he came down there, and I saw a video. He rams her, and then he goes and goes haywire with the cops. No, he needs to know that there's consequences and repercussions for doing that foolishness, because otherwise it's like, hey, it doesn't matter if I do this.
But we have seen just recently, and I'm not comparing, it's case by case with me, but we've seen just recently there are some female ambulance chasers out there, and they're looking to play the game of, I know you're going to side with me, a la Stephon Diggs, because I'm the woman and I can say anything and lie on the stand. I'm not saying that young lady lied. I'm not saying he was justified in what he did. All I'm saying is there's 2 sides to this. So are we going to continue, just because as a young lady involved, are we going to continue taking money out of these young men's pockets, taking them from work because of what she said? Are we going to continue to do that?
If it was a man or woman, whatever, whoever his victim was, take some out of his pocket, let him know there's consequences, and hey, you're gonna be sitting for a little while we get you together. Because letting him go right back out to work like nothing happened.
Well,
Yeah,
I can't
that's
say
how it
that.
looks.
It's been the off season. It's been the off
Yeah,
season. So
yeah.
we don't know if he was allowed in the facility all that time. We don't know. We
If
know
he,
they allow him to go to his OTAs and his minicamp.
yeah, or have they done anything? Now, if they've been doing things with him to get him together,
I'm almost
yeah.
certain that they're not
If
letting
they,
him back in without some level of good behavior, which still is aside from punishment of the games. I just don't believe you're letting him back in your facility without some level of good behavior. Step one.
he's got to have been doing something, and he needs to also know that once the regular season starts, you're missing 6 games. He needs to know that that's come down the pipe. I don't, regardless of what happens or what he says, anything or what he's been doing to get himself together when the regular season starts, he needs to miss 6 games because keeping the guy off the field hurts him even more than taking money out of his pocket. Because the guy, regardless of what they say, I'm about the money and this and that, they love playing. And if you tell them, hey, you can't do what you love to do and what you worked all your life to do, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna miss it. So, hey, it can be taken from you for good, but you're gonna miss these 6 games. And when you come back, you need to have your head on straight, and you don't ever need to have this situation happen again.
All right. From one head case to another. Rest in peace, Aldon Smith. Who was just untimely, I should say. Had an untimely death just the other day. Condolences out to his family. Long time San Francisco. Well, short time, I should say. What, about 9 years?
I don't think he didn't have a full
Yeah,
9.
that. But
Yeah,
but he was on
he
the
had
field.
2 great seasons. Yeah,
He had 2 great seasons. Unfortunately lost this young man. And he had bouts of mental disorders and some setbacks that he never got over, even into his retired life. Kind of took him out of football.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. He was. I mean, his first 2 years in the league, he was a beast. It's unfortunate that his life ended so shortly and so abruptly, but I'm sure there's going to be the coroner's report be coming out soon because they said they found him unresponsive in the truck, but the guy thought he was just asleep.
Right.
And they say he had mental problems, but you know what happened?
Buddy from Notre Dame that went off on that plane had that too, didn't he?
Yeah.
I know who I'm talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, and of course, there's going to be reports. Hey, did he have CTE? Did he have CTE? And
well, they get to study it now.
Yeah, but my thing is this: what happened with him? To him going on, it was bad. I won't say. I'll say. I guess the way his career ended and things he went through was tragic, but I don't want the NFL or of fans and everybody to start instantly attributing things when guys go through things and do things to CTE, because it gets to the point where you're almost absolving people from things they're going through. I'm not talking about just Alden, I'm talking about in general, where, check them out, you probably got CTE. Some people are just not wired correctly. And I'm not talking about Alden, I'm talking about just players in general, people in general. And it's like it's just like mental illness these days. Somebody does something, the first thing you must have a mental disorder. No, some people, I'm like making a blank statement. I'm not talking about, a blanket statement. I'm not talking about Alden Smith in particular, because I'm not. I'm talking about just in general. Some people are just bad seeds. And I don't like when people start just throwing mental illness as the problem, or he got CTE. And then blame, and I don't like that the NFL gets blamed for CTE.
I don't
either. Because you played 2, 3, 4, 5, hell, these days 9 years of college football. You trying to tell me you didn't get you weren't getting your head banged around then? You played 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they changed it now. When I was in school, 5 years of high school football. You played Little League. Stuff's been going on all along. It's not just
your mama went upside your head with a shoe.
Yeah, stuff's been going on playing this sport since you first put a helmet on. It's not just, oh well, you start getting paid, so that's when it happened. But no, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. But yeah, but rest in peace to Alden Smith, and condolences to his family. And for any of you other guys that are out there, if you're having issues, help is out there. Seek the help, especially NFL alumni, NFL players. The help, the league does provide help for you, but you have to make the decision on your own that, hey, I'm going to get some help because something's not right.
I'm going to say this. The sport that probably dealt with this dynamic prior to the NFL, and they get off a bit, is probably boxing.
Yeah,
professional boxing.
Yeah.
And
you don't even hear about CTU boxers. They
well,
don't.
I mean, you kind of it's kind of a pretty much,
Yeah,
you
know, just from the action. Yeah,
you just kind of know.
Yeah, but they don't. But you never hear them talking about it, man.
Well,
Boxing
because see, there's no way to. You're gonna always sue the big dog. That's why the NFL got attacked. And the NFL got attacked because most of the time you had the best insurance in order to go see about your situation after you retire from the NFL, when you probably had that situation that had blind spots that was blacking out in college. But you don't have the level of finances and doctors to look at you closer to see something ain't right, because gladiators are going to play. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say boxing, and going off what you said about bad seeds, shout out, because he ended up paying the price. Did an unfortunate prison sentence as well. But Mike Tyson said openly, if you didn't box, what would you be doing? Oh, I'll be robbing and stealing.
Yeah.
Straight thugged out. He told you, I'm a bad seed before anybody hit me. I'm a bad seed off my neighborhood. Before anybody banged me in the head, I was a bad person. Something ain't there. And I'm gonna click quick. Nothing at Mike Tyson. I love you, Mike. My thing is, I believe from a statistical standpoint, if we did a study, there are more people who had that bad seed that when you put them in an environment like sports,
it
rehabilitated them and helped them than it would the bad seed who, even when they got in sports, just didn't do right.
Yeah.
Because boxing, violence, you got to have a level of crazy to get in there with a ring and let somebody hit you in the head. Football, I love football on all levels. But the truth of the matter is, you run into a man full speed. That's your job. You run into a man full speed. There's a level of daredevil in you. If you don't play football, you might be Evel Knievel. You might be wired to jump over cliffs. That might be your thing. So, but it has helped. I just believe if you look at a statistical standpoint, from those bad seeds, it's helped more than they've hurt. That's just my opinion on it.
I can see that. Yeah, I definitely would say that it's helped more than hurt, except for the ones who weren't able to balance it out.
Except for the
'Cause,
ones who,
yeah,
so when we and I guess what I'm saying by saying that is when we do that study and we pick the rotten apples of the bunch, let's do an overall study, just like we should do with black men. Hey, so many of y'all committing these crimes. Yeah, but that number is very minimal when you look at it. So many of us don't.
right.
So don't just point the finger at that. That. I guess that's what I'm saying when I look at
Yeah.
that. From that standpoint. Shout out to his family. Shout out to James Pierce. I hope you get better because I don't like that path. I don't even like the path that a lot of those guys go on when they have those issues going on in their head and they choose substance abuse as their outlet. So, I'm praying for everybody in that regard as far as what you're going through where it pertains to that. Now I'm going to jump into the second hour of the No Jazz Show. And I'm going to let everyone know, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. You can find us on YouTube at No Jazz Show, NOJASSSHOW. We are live. We're going to be live next week. By next week, I hope, on Kick, Kick. That's another streaming platform. We got to learn how to play that game. I'm going to learn how to play that game. I'm going to be doing a little bit more on the Kick, as well as the oh boy, I forgot the name of it. I can't. Okay, the other live stream network, But
Yeah.
you got TikTok.
Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. What is it? Kicking Twitch. See, like, and that's another thing. Speaking of mental disorder, somebody got a mental disorder who named that stuff like you Twitch and
Yeah.
Kick, like,
Twitch. Yeah.
right? Huh. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yes.
yeah. And you can find us on Facebook at our Facebook page, No Jazz Show, on our Phantom page, No Jazz Show. Make sure you subscribe to one and make sure you join and become a member of the other one. Links could be found on my page. I forgot to say that at the beginning, but I'm not going to say that at the beginning because they got me on probation. We're going live, but I'm not gonna go off on Meta. Meta, y'all been treating me right, so we're gonna let that go a little bit. But anyway, you can find us there, and you can find us on Instagram at the No Jazz Show. Also, look for our Instagram. Just popped it up. Our in a sense, I'll call it our affiliate channel, but it's like a junior. It's like our off segment. We got a Instagram called Hit Refresh. It's at HITREF. Don't put the E in there. RSH. I could spell that out for you all, but I may do that on the edited version of this. But at any rate, that's where we are in this second hour. Moving along to this topic. This funny. It ain't funny, but okay. I'll start by saying this. There were these jokes, and it's funny how it's gonna come back to Obama. There were these jokes about how Obama, former President Obama, in his 2 terms, is going to turn the White House into such and such. People are going to be outside, having barbecues and fixing their cars. It's a little ghetto joke people saying about having a black president in the White House. Cool. It is what it is. So, current President Donald Trump has allowed a UFC match to go on in the front lawn at the White House. And pretty good matches, nice little event until some guy wants to make a name for himself by the name of Josh Hokett. And he couldn't just hold his tongue. He has made a statement after a win in regards to an old rumor that he's brought back up. And I'm talking about it's just going crazy after he said it about, and I don't even have to repeat this, but I'm just media now, so I have to. the alleged theory that Michelle Obama was once Michael Obama. Everybody know. It made me mad having to say that, but it is. So I'm just, getting you to that point. Now, my question about this young man that said this and made this remark on national television is, should the UFC reprimand him for his gesture? Go ahead, Tank.
First, before I answer that, this man couldn't make it in the NFL. He was with the 49ers for a ham sandwich and didn't make it. So now he's a UFC fighter. But yes, the UFC, they should discipline him for that. I mean, Dana, what's his name? Whatever his name is, he came out later and said, they didn't agree with that or whatnot. But while he was being interviewed in the ring, and he said that you saw the little smirk, like he was condoning it. And then later, there's backlash. Let me say. So I don't take what the UFC, Dana White, I don't take him saying, hey, we don't condone that and this, that, and the other. I don't take that with any sincerity because he thought it was funny. Now, I do believe the UFC should penalize him for that because that's just not right. And it's not because she was a former first lady, but it's for everything that it implies. And she should sue him and UFC, and hell, Trump also, for a couple of $100 billion for defamation. That's what she ought to do. But yeah, I didn't like it. There was no humor in it whatsoever. And not only that, the whole event, everything, it had nothing to do with, you couldn't even remotely relate.
Time in, right.
Yeah. That was a non sequitur. I mean, it's just random. That's just like me right now. We're talking, and I tell you that I feel such and such a way about Putin. Where did that come from? Why are you talking about Putin? What? Oh well, I just thought I'd throw it out there. I mean, I think they need to. They need to sue him. The UFC, they do need to discipline him. If that means, hey, you don't fight for a while, do that. Or the money he would have made last night, hey, we're gonna take your purse. Something needs to be done because you can't allow that. It's almost, and UFC, unlike wrestling, is actually real. So you don't need characters for a real event. So you just come out there. You don't need not that way. You don't need characters to the extent that you have in wrestling. And for him doing that, what is his character supposed? What is he supposed to do? He thought he was gonna hit a home run with that. That's what he thought he was doing. But I just know something needs to be done about that. And the fact that you had that gaudy what they call claw in front of the White House. It's bigger than taller than the White House itself. That was just tacky.
And yeah, the octagon in front of the White House. All right, so let's play. Let's play Citizens Game. We know he was using that platform. That falls on Michelle Obama's side. Because no one would have heard him. It would have been a pin dropping on cotton if he wasn't on TV. Yeah. He utilized the platform, so that works in Michelle's favor. The First Amendment works in his favor because there is no law that says you can't speak derogatory against a sitting president. So more or less a former president, you can say whatever you want to. And then their wife, it is what it is. So it comes down to a moral standard. So let's flip that's on his side. She does though.
You got freedom of speech, but freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences.
Right. She does. He has the right to say whatever he wants to say, and she also, if she can prove, and there are ways to prove this, especially with him being on national TV, that this slander is untrue, and it hurt her professionally, whether it be emotional hurt that hurt her professionally. And she could say something like, my book sales were going to generate 1 million sales this year. They didn't do but such and such. Those book sales could have been, they might have been flat this year if he said anything or not. But I can blame him for that. I can blame him for that. I can say the slander had something to do with it. So I think from a promotional standpoint, if she does something to him, see, this is the chess match. If she does something to him and this makes news, guess what it does? It makes news. It's not quiet. So here's where it gets to the area where I disagree. I think UFC is just like wrestling and boxing. These guys be creating characters for themselves and they be promoting themselves in some kind of way to make you want to watch them win or get beat up. So he knew what he was doing. And now he has people, because those are most of your fans. No, those are most of your viewers. Most of your viewers in wrestling and boxing are the people who want to see you get your ass kicked. Now Dana is, the wheels are turning to sanction him a fight to get whooped up. He might call in one of the big dogs. He might make it a black and white racial thing to protect, I'm just throwing a name out there. He might get John Bones Jones to come out there and school him. And have the people say, oh, we already know who John is. We already know. It's a wrap. So I'm just saying, like that's just what they do.
Terrible. Yeah, it was tacky, terrible, distasteful.
I'm saying that's what they do.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have used her.
I
don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's just like all of a sudden we throw Kim Kardashian out and start talking about her. Like, what she got to do with what we're talking about? What she got to do with this event? What she got to do with what we're doing tonight? Nothing whatsoever. But you throw a name out there in a derogatory fashion for what? I mean, it's
right. And like I said, she caught up. I don't know. I don't think for her. I don't think for former First Lady Michelle Obama. The argument is because I don't know how she vibrates. Do I pray and I say, God said vengeance is mine, and I hold true to it, and don't give that, don't allow that universe to, because he gonna pay. The vibration ain't gonna lie. The energy ain't gonna lie. He's gonna pay for what he said to that lady. If she chooses not to, because this is tough to do, very tough. If she chooses not to allow herself to go down that rabbit hole and defend herself and him, I'm a man, I mean, I'm a lady, and I can prove it and all that stuff. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, because but we know how she vibrates because she said it more than one time. When they go low, we go high.
She don't win against that a few times too.
Yeah. But if it was me, or if I was her husband,
that's a good saying.
This isn't anything against him, but when they go low, we go gutter. When they go low,
and he got every right to go gutter
because we gonna get you. Yeah, exactly.
Them people in high circles, man, like regardless of how he feel, Dana and UFC is not untouchable. Like
exactly.
That's something that they didn't miss their taxes. Something happened. There's a loophole somewhere that they didn't forgot. And all you need is one senator to attack UFC the same way they be attacking the NFL. And now I got you in a whole bunch of legal stuff that's you gonna be dealing with for the next 7 years over something small, but it all gonna come back to what you didn't do by Hogan. I mean, hey, play the chess match. I guess that's been my theme for the night. Play the chess match. You know, I'm letting too many people know the art of my war on this platform, and I might need to be quiet.
Yeah,
I might need to be quiet, boy. That is. But we, like I said, we on this platform at No Jazz Show. I'm saying it from a arbitrarial media down the middle. I don't condone what he said. You know, if that was my mama, we we know what area of the family.
yeah.
We just gonna we gonna tell them, look, y'all the sacrifice. Y'all straight. We can't do it.
Yeah,
We can't do it. But
we're gonna get you.
Handle that. Handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we do. Now, we can go into this since we talking about boxing, and we done paralleled all these things. I'm gonna add one to it. But I want you to give me your top 10 athletes, past or present, that you would like to see enter the octagon.
I give you one, you give me one, we'll go back and forth, but see if we got something to say.
When I first read this, right quick, were you talking about a matchup? Because I thought it was a matchup.
Oh, no, not matchup, just to enter into the ring.
Okay,
and
so
fight
I'll use who I was gonna have a matchup.
Okay.
So that'll be 2.
Okay.
So I got. Go ahead.
I would like to see James Harrison, Debo, in the octagon.
James Harrison. I give you James Harrison. I think James would be very tough on some groundwork. I think that would be some serious groundwork. I'm gonna go with this long dude because I was always enamored by his agility for his size at 6'5". I would always and some people probably would look at some. Well, he gonna be down the line, but I want to see Simeon Rice in the octagon. I really want. I want to see him stand like 4 feet back and just be like Saigot and just be kicking people. That long reach. That's a problem. That's a problem.
I like to see roared it up Ben Johnson.
Being on the roids.
Yeah, roared it up Ben Johnson in his prime. I think that would have been a damn Wolverine in the ring. I think because because he's already cock strong. You know he's explosive, and with them roids, you know it ain't quite right. How the old folks say, you know he don't feel good.
You know he don't feel good. Right. Okay. I'm gonna go. My next one in the octagon, and I mean in his prime when he said everybody was scared of him and he ain't gonna do nothing, and he's still kind of saying this to this day. Charles Oakley. I want to see Charles Oakley get in the octagon and slap somebody with them hands that they say it look like he be, lotion in his hand with bricks.
Yeah. Somebody else I would like to see in the octagon. Explosive, strong, and because of where she's from, she ain't backing down.
Okay.
Serena Williams. I think Serena
Mm.
Williams. I think they didn't show it in King Richard, but I'm sure Serena, along with Venus, they done had some scraps growing up in Compton.
All right, you went with a woman. That's deep. That's deep. I'm not gonna give you a woman yet. I got to think about that one. You threw me for a loop, and I might not even have one because the octagon just, whoo. That's a tough little area there. That's a tough little area, man. You know what though? I am gonna give you a woman, and I'm gonna give it to you from tennis. Monica Seles in the octagon.
Prime Monica, okay.
Prime Monica in the octagon. You wanna know why?
I need to hear this.
Monica actually got stabbed and got back up. Monica got stabbed. I hate to bring these memories back to you, boo-boo. Monica got stabbed in public and got back up and played tennis. Not that game, not that match, but I'm talking about like some time later.
Yeah.
That's another, and I'm talking about like not even the tough skin, no pun intended. I'm talking about the mentality to know I was in a match when this happened and somebody might jump out. Yeah. Man, hey, I'm throwing Monica in there. She on another level. Like that's another wire, not wire right. And she's a little girl.
Yeah. And I would say I would like to see in this. I like to see. I was gonna say one, but because of his mentality, along with his physical gifts, I would love to see Jim Brown, prime Jim Brown in the octagon, because Jim didn't take nothing from nobody, and we know what he did on the football field. But he's also I have no way of disputing or agreeing with it, other than what people have said. But they say he was the greatest lacrosse player ever. I can't name another lacrosse player, so I can't even debate it. But I would, and if you've ever seen lacrosse play, it ain't for the faint of heart. I would like to see Jim Brown in the octagon.
So that's 5 for you, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stay on the same level, and I'm glad you didn't name him. And was he in a movie called Octagon? I'm not sure, but I know he was with Bruce Lee. And I'm gonna go with the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Not Kareem wearing that fuzzy shirt, that fuzzy sweater on Fresh Prince.
No.
Not
that Kareem. Not Kareem. Not Kareem on Airplane. Kareem that was doing that karate. Everybody seen. Let me see what movie that was. Doing that karate.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that'd be a long reach. Yeah.
Game of Death. Anybody that's in the movie Game of Death facing off against Bruce Lee, hey, I gotta throw you up there. Honorable mention is Richie Incognito, because I always want to see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I think somebody who's got skill would beat the hell out of Richie. Somebody who didn't, Richie would be who he thinks he is against them. But
he'll go in there thinking yeah. But I'm gonna need somebody to slap him around, because he was he kind of had Hokit moments in the NFL.
Yeah, quite a few.
Quite a few. Yeah. But yeah, those are your top 5 athletes all time. And we're gonna have that one in its own segment.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about it because we were talking about people who don't feel good up there or whatnot, or somebody else, a receiver who doesn't seem to be making good choices. The hell is going on with Brandon Ayuk? I don't think. I mean, my thing with Ayuk is not just all the things that he's doing or not doing. It's like you aren't that good of a receiver that you can get away with doing this stuff. That's me. I'm like, you aren't like AB could get away with the stuff because he's one of the best to ever do it. Brandon Ayuk is number 2 who complained and cried and finally got wide receiver 1 money and hadn't done a thing since, other than be hurt, get a ticket, get an arrest warrant issue because he posted himself speeding, and decides he doesn't want to go to rehab. And I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze with him. I don't think anybody's going to pick him up, and that's why I don't think the 49ers are doing too much to try to move him. He's basically, taking himself out of commission. I don't think he's worth it. I don't think that he's gonna. There's a possibility he might not even play again.
My thing about Brandon Ayuk is he's so undeserving of the TV time that people give him. Like he ain't even worth the discussion. I always saw him as what the NFL produces and what a lot of what today's sports produces. A lot of number 2s and 2.5s having great opportunities, and the market has them believing that the market and where they play has them believing that they're more than what they are.
Yeah.
That's all he is. He got caught up in that. My only thing about the Brandon Ayuks of the world is the kids see it. And I believe he might be the spore or the spawn of a who else was an underachiever that got paid?
Alvin Harper.
I ain't gonna say that.
Where he went.
Alvin Harper. You're going. That's a little bit above and beyond because you had championships.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as being that guy when he said, "I'm the real number 80" when they were playing the 49ers, and it's like
Yeah, he can't be saying that.
Yeah. Him. Peerless Price.
There we go.
Peerless Price.
There we go. Peerless Price. Peerless Price. I'm pretty sure there's been some people after that, but yeah, Peerless Price. Like you really like weren't that.
You had 1 year that was good, not a great year, but by your standards, it was great. But you had a good year, got paid.
Peerless got paid and went to Buffalo, or played good at Buffalo and went to Atlanta?
He got paid and came to Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah, that's what it was. Him. Yeah, see, don't do that. Stay in your lane, man, and all the kids under that. Like, I'm not telling you don't. If they're willing to give you the money, what can you do?
Yeah,
but stay in your lane, man.
Yeah,
that boy up.
He's done.
BA, bad attitude.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Not at all. He's not even rehabbing at the facility. He's not doing what they can check to make sure, hey, is your knee good? Are you doing all right? Are you doing your PT? Are you getting checked? Are you making sure everything's okay? You're not even doing it. You basically AWOL. Got your money, went AWOL after you got hurt, and now you keep making these. You're only following the Commanders and Jalen Daniels on IG. I think this is another thing, and I'm gonna try not to go off on a big tangent. But these players these days, they are made differently, and by differently I mean soft. I'm mad, or I don't like the team anymore, so I'm
Hold on,
not
hold on,
following
hold
you
on,
anymore.
hold on. This is this gonna go into your last word? Cause you can tangent off. You can make
No,
this your
no,
last word, or you
no,
got another
no.
last word.
Yeah, I got another last word,
Oh,
but
okay. 'Cause like
just with him,
you about to
yeah,
hit him up.
yeah, just with him.
You about to go Tupac on the young boy, boy.
I mean, unfollowing somebody on IG like that's to make a statement. Oh, I'm mad. I'm finna unfollow. That's a bitch move, man. I just think that's ridiculous.
Woo.
When they do that, man, it's and then all of a sudden, well, we're gonna give you a new contract. Well, okay, I'm gonna follow you again. Man, come on, let's not do that.
Right.
Do you really? It's ridiculous. But yeah, but I do have a last word.
Well, go into it, man. Go into it.
um,
I was just, I knew it was about to hit, boy, because I heard the music in the background.
yeah.
Woo.
What I can't remember his name. Brandon Sorensby, the kid from the quarterback from Texas Tech,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
gambled $90,000 over 4 years,
yeah.
over four, not just $90,000, not just over 4 years, but over 3 schools. That's not. I got to throw that in there too. So he was spreading his money around all 3 schools. Then he decides he's going to sue the NCAA because in the school because they didn't want him playing football this year. You can't gamble on your sport. You can't gamble on your team. What's the problem? Why don't you understand that? I applaud the NCAA for saying no, he can't play. And and the court said granted the injunction saying he can come back and play. But I'm glad he's went on here and he decided he's going to enter the supplemental draft. And to keep this short, I wouldn't draft him. If I needed a quarterback, I wouldn't draft him because he can't be trusted. You've been gambling these past 4 years. It means you he might not admit it. So, but I'm gonna say he allegedly has an addiction, and if he does, he's getting. What's to stop him from gambling in the NFL? What's to stop him from getting up from bookies getting a hold to him and him throwing games? Because no player in the league and no player on the team has more influence on the game than the quarterback. And yes, he was betting on his team to win, but and you say, well, it's good betting on his team to win. No, it's not good because there are plays that were supposed to be made. There are things he's supposed to do that he decides he's not going to do because he's trying to do something. Maybe he's trying to make sure they get a certain amount of points. Maybe he's impacting who's going to get the ball, who's going to have a certain amount of yards, who's going to have a certain amount of catches, who's going to have a certain amount of touchdowns because there's prop bets going on. Hey, we don't care if you win, but we need you to hit these prop bets for us. Ken Johnson, your wide receiver, he needs to have 10 catches this week, and he needs to get in the end zone 3 times. But we don't throw the ball to him but 4 times a game. He's number 3 receiver. Well, this week he needs to be number 1 because we got prop bets on that. I don't think he needs to be allowed to play in the NFL without going through counseling or whatnot. Gamblers Anonymous, because right now he's on the path already of being the next Art Schlichter. And for those who don't know Art Schlichter, he's I believe he was first round draft pick, quarterback out of Ohio State, who was supposed to come in and do some things. And I want to say he played less than 10 games in his career because he was gambling all the time. Did multiple prison terms for gambling. And you mess around and draft this kid, you got a good chance of him doing the same thing because he's already got a problem because the NCAA didn't do something smart with the NIL, and these kids get this money and they start to do all that. So yeah, I was in favor of him not playing this year, and I'm in favor of him not getting drafted because I think he's bad for the game, he's bad for the league, and it's gonna be bad for somebody else because you might mess around when somebody doesn't win or doesn't hit a prop bet, you find him on the corner on the street somewhere like this, dead. But so yeah, I would not waste my time even in the supplemental draft getting versus Brandon Salisbury, whatever his name is.
And you all just heard from Tank, aka Pelican Bay of sports. Tank ain't letting nobody play. Tank telling everybody, you sit down. with good reason. With good reason. Now, for my last words, hey, I'm just gonna keep it short and keep it simple. The FIFA World Cup is in the United States, and the FIFA World Cup is in town in Atlanta. And this is just a reminder to everybody across the United States who have visitors going to these bars, going to the stadium, watching these games from these different cultures. Can you please excuse your American culture for a bit? Can you please, see, we should have had some training. Can you please fall back? And I'm not saying no one should be rude to you. I'm not excusing that. But can you please fall back on your American culture for these real deal FUTBOL soccer fans? They get drunk and love their country. They watch these games differently. They don't watch for fanmanship. They don't have fandom. This is different. We're talking about they watching the game of players they love that play for their country for their lives. So when you see that person waving their flag coming out of there, it's a tradition to get that drunk. That is a different level of drunk at a soccer game. And I'm not talking about Atlanta United. That's a different level of festive. When the Brazilian dude come down the street, when the Colombian dude come down the street, just, hey, back off. When he at the bar and he looking at the game and you think he doing a little too much, you doing a little too much. That's how they watch these games. Understand, just watch a YouTube. If you need to get global training on how to treat these people, watch a YouTube. It's different. Don't be coming at these people and they're actually nice and they're spending a lot of money. They're upset. You're upset because you might have lost the bet. He might have lost the bet. But we don't root. We will root in America. We will root for the Giants. And they lose. And if the Jets win in that year, y'all are New York are turning to a Jet fan right quick. That's how fickle we are over here. They're different. Let them people be. I'm not saying they got to be rude to you. They know they in America. They don't want to. They don't think they're gonna do anything to get themselves incarcerated over him, but they that's a different fan. That's all I'm asking y'all to do while the World Cup is here. Fall back. They're different. They ain't being rude to you. That's a different type of fan. And y'all know, let America start winning some soccer games and act like they're going to win. And then your light turn on for the U.S. soccer team. Y'all don't like soccer. You don't. But it's going to give you a feeling of country for that moment, like these people always have.
Yeah.
Always. So just let them people enjoy themselves around here. You know, and if you, I forgot, if you need some training, if you also need some training, go to one of them Jamaican bars, because them people, they on the Brazilian team and they on the Jamaican team, and everybody that is affiliated with Jamaica, they done got Jamaicaner during the World Cup. You know, they're a little extra roster right now. So, having said all that, this has been the No Jazz Show, NOJASSSHOW. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday edition, June 16th at 11:57 p.m. We about to sign off. I just want to make sure you all do what you do. Go to our YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Email us at nojazzshow, NOJASSHOW@gmail.com with all your comments, anything we need to do that you like, anything you need to do, anything we need to add, any suggestions we may have. I just heard we may have a fantasy football league coming up, but we're gonna keep that on the low until it happens. So just keep that in mind. Got a lot of things coming up. Thank you all for the 4 new subscribers. I forgot to give y'all a shout out. The 4 new subscribers on YouTube, but make sure you 4 go get 4 more, and y'all 4 go get 4 more, and y'all 4 go get 4 more. How many is that?
A lot.
I said that about 14. That's about 16.
16. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself smarter than? Yeah, I like that little segment. But at any rate, that is us, man. That is our show. We just thank you all for coming out and joining us every Tuesday between 10 and 10:15. You'll catch us live. Look for the links on the pages that we gave you at the beginning of the show. These shows will also be re-aired on YouTube. You can see the live version. You can also see the edited version on YouTube and the Facebook page once they get reposted within 24 to 48 hours of seeing the show. So you don't miss anything, just in case you couldn't stay up late with us on the East Coast and almost out there full West Coast, but on the West Coast as well, where I ain't even say a word about, but you saw how he was by the Vegas hockey team.
And I ain't betting on none of them.
None of them. But at any rate, man, this has been the No Jazz Show. Tank, what you do what you do always at this time. Salute these people, man.
See you next week.
I love how